Salam alaikum. From the session, I discussed with Mahmoud and particularly Dawood on the issue of linking the financial sector to the real economy. And I think that interest is something that tends to destroy that link and set the financier against the client who has taken funding. And profit sharing tends to link them together. It may seem to be a more expensive process from the financial institution's point of view, but in the long run it will be much cheaper for all of us. We'll have fewer busts, we'll have better resource allocation. And we were trying to discuss the institutional framework to achieve a better world for all of us. And that includes the financial institutions. It's in their own interest to avoid these booms and busts. And so the framework and the products that we use are the two key legs. And we've seen people talking about venture capital institutions and how we need to promote them. We can't have entrepreneurs running around 50 different meetings from one house to a hotel to some little village. I mean, why can't we have an institution that promotes venture capital and brings together the needs of both sides and supports them? It's something that government can help with and private sector can work on with government if necessary. Why can we not produce trade credit organizations which allow a vendor to do vendor finance? You come to buy a washing machine from me, I want to know your credit history so I can extend credit to you instead of you going to the bank and paying half the cost in interest to the bank. These are very basic infrastructure and enabling tools that the government and private sector can work on. So they're real policy options. And of course I did mention in my questions about the idea of financial intermediation. Have we become addicted to the idea that we must have an institution to stand between me, the investor, and the client? Well, historically, this didn't happen in the Muslim world. You had a lot of direct investment. So why can't we help that to happen again? If you pay a pension fund manager 4% commission on your net assets every year, then after 30 years, because of the reinvestment principle, he has taken 70% of the net asset value of your fund. So why not do direct investment? You know, I mean, there's a very strong argument for it. So we touched on this institutional framework idea of disintermediation, direct investment. And I think we have to look more at it, and we have to look more at the issue of limited liability. We touched on it, but we've just assumed that limited liability is compliant with Sharia. There are many scholars who say it's not, even in modern times. We've had a Banking Commission report in the United Kingdom a few months ago, which has been saying that executives of banks should be unlimited in their liability. Yeah? That they should need to take the risks if their bank goes bankrupt because of their mismanagement. Their head should be on the block and they should suffer financially, not be able to walk away because they're a shareholder in a limited liability company. This is a very Islamic statement, is it not? So let's think about these framework ideas. Let's have genuine risk sharing. Let us promote the liquidity, and we have a stock exchange here which wants to grow. We have Muslim investors who are locked into illiquid instruments. There's another easy, quick win for policy. If we can provide liquidity and we can get more instruments, there's more business for everybody. Reform of the financial sector does not need, genuine reform of the financial sector does not need to mean that all financial institutions lose money. This can create a lot of business opportunities for them. So we've discussed those sort of framework ideas, and my parting comment from another session, we have to think about money reform, because if money is corrupted, everything that money touches will be corrupted. We're trying to paint over a dirty wall with a lot of our policies. We're trying to put a plaster on a wound without taking away the cause of the wound. And at least we have to discuss this. So I'm very happy that you agree that we should have an open, genuine discussion about the money system and what can we do that is politically acceptable